North Harbour Stadium in Auckland, New Zealand, venue for the Tag Football World Cup, and this is the Women's Open final. New Zealand Māori against Australia, and there is going to be a challenge from the Māori women. To Australia. This is an Australian women's team that is very, very strong. They have been extraordinarily successful over the years. And they're looking to continue that success here at the 2012 World Cup. They beat the Cook Islands to get through in the semi-finals to get through, and there are the Cook Island Drummers. And the New Zealand Māori beat New Zealand to get through. So the referee has a wee check to the captains. A good clean fight. When I call break, go back to your corners.
Certainly look like they're going to have one there with the haka. Isn't that special?
Yeah, very special actually. Very special when the ladies lead it like that too.
And I tell you what, the Australians love it. You can see them applauding them at the end of it. It's all part of the weekend, it's all part of the game. And the girls are looking forward to it. There's just as many Australians taking photos as there were Kiwis. It sets us up.
New Zealand then will get us underway in the Women's Open final. None of these flash kicking tees or anything for this game. Lay it on the grass and boot it. But don't kick it too far. Just waiting for the countdown to want us to play. The hooter will go in a few seconds. The referee's whistle will blow time on. And New Zealand Māori will kick off against Australia, the final of the Women's Open at the Tag World Cup. And there is determination on these faces, isn't there? Look at them. Concentration. They're all pleading to the referee, let's get going.
Yeah, and they've got the 2-minute warning music going, so it's got to be close, but this would be a major upset if the New Zealand Maori side can get up. Those very dominating Australian side, which have been champions for years.
Referee's whistle goes, and we're underway at North Harbour Stadium.
Work with me.
Richard Mason and Bill Harrigan with you for the Women's Open final. I think Aussie might have got away with one that drifted just a fraction forward there, and they might have got away with two. As Lauren Fleming takes it up. And look at already, you can see the speed that this Australian team are operating at, which means the New Zealand line speed in defence is going to have to match up. They're going to have to come up fast, and they're going to have to come up accurately. So that's gone into touch. The kick from Kate Andrews. She's had a year off, come back into the team. New Zealand with possession. New Zealand Māori on the front line, sorry. Twisting one from Dudley. The referee's calling play on. There's Hemera, plays on, and then Ruth Rees has to come back and play the ball.
You'll hear the referee say that a lot, play on, because that's when the tag has been simultaneously taken as they're passing the ball. So he's not going to pull the play up, but he's letting them know it's not a late tag, and let's keep going.
There's a tag on the ground somewhere. It wasn't hers. That's Kylie Porter. It was Dudley's. Now the kick on 5, and that's a pretty good one too, because it's turned Australia around and put some real pressure on as Smith takes the ball and the tackle pretty much all at the same time. Good tackling. Andrews comes back. And dummy half is Malali. And then running with the ball is Smith. She's running with one wing just at the moment. The other one's on the floor there, so she's got to go back there and play the ball from there. And the kick from Australia goes dead. So we'll come back for a tap on the 10-metre mark. Wasn't much in it. She was aiming for the touchline, and it just took an off break when she wanted it to be a leggy.
Yeah, she was hoping for the 50-10. Get the ball back and put them on the attack, but didn't pay off. Just waiting for the Kiwis to get on side, the Maori side.
Work, ladies, work. On now, thank you. Play on.
Some of these runners are getting very flat on first receiver off the dummy half, particularly the close-in passes. They've managed to get away with it most of the way through. But you wouldn't mind betting that the referee now has all sorts of things. Both caught it, and the Australians come up with the ball, thanks to Bagnall. This is Andrews making a run, 12 metres inside the Māori half. Good tag made there. Back comes Ross. Ferguson manages to get a pass off to Pan, but she's tagged. Ferguson swings it wide. Haney was caught. Here's Ferguson again. Been in the play quite a lot just at the moment. She's called back for the tag. Was a late tag.
It was a late tag.
Yep. So that's a penalty to Australia. Inside the 10, so this is real danger zone material. Hits it hard, but the tag comes down. That was Ross. Thought she was through. She was.
And
above it. She is. Chandler goes in for the opening points.
Two-pointer.
It's a two-pointer too. You're dead right, because it went between the horns, between those two yellow spots.
And again, we saw the swivel of the hips. Was it Prue?
Yeah, Prue Bagnall.
Prue Bagnall, yep. She swiveled the hips at the right moment again, putting distance between her hips and the defender's arm. And they very easily put it down there in the bonus zone for 2 points.
New Zealand Māori with the restart. Australia lead by 2-0. We've been playing for a little over 4 minutes. Let me explain the bonus zone to you. You will have seen the two yellow cones in the middle of the goal line. That'd be where the goalposts would be if we had goalposts. If you score in that zone, touchdown in that zone, it's 2 points. Anywhere else along the goal line, it's 1 point. The Aussies went in for 2 then, and look out, they might be going in for 2 more, because this is a great run, and she's untouched, can't get to the bonus zone, but takes it into the 1-pointer zone. Jodie Bergen on debut scores for Australia.
Yep, swivel of the hip, get some open space. And away she goes. And then looking out the corner of her eye, she could see the cover defence coming across, so she swerved back inside, put plenty of distance between them, and picks up another one for the Australian women.
tackling 2 touchdowns in succession. And here's the third, going straight in for the bonus. Oh, the New Zealand Maori are falling apart here. Maddie Elliott just took the kickoff, and from the kickoff, she has scored. Well, it's just bad defending. They had plenty of chance to get her.
Yeah, that's the try there from a little bit before of Jody. Scoring that one. That one then straight off the kickoff. And again, it just shows you how dominant these Australian players are, how well skilled they are. And that's why they have been the Trans-Tasman champions and the Australian champions and the State Cup champions for many, many years.
2, work this side, please. 3.
Tags made. Maloney comes back and plays the ball. Now the kick. It's going to go dead. Yes, it does. So New Zealand get the chance here, or New Zealand Māori get the chance here to just take a deep breath, take a minute, a second or two, bring it back to the 10-metre line and regroup. They've got the ball themselves. They've struggled just a little bit in possession in the last few minutes. They haven't had possession. Dudley, as the sun comes out. Making a move there is Peters. That's Rona Peters. On halfway, the Māori. They're down by 5-0. It's a bit of a mountain to climb after only 7 minutes. But I've got to say, after the next scorers, they'll be in with a great show. Kiramete, it was who came back with a tag. No, tag's been made. You can come back, please. That's Hemera. Kick stabbed ahead. It came off an Australian. Knock-ons all over the place. And New Zealand have possession. Pass to nobody.
They were fortunate to come back with the ball then, Richard, but I tell you what, they have to do something like that. It was something different, a little nicer to play, because this passing the ball straight across the line won't create the holes against this Australian side. So they're going to have to do those little kicks or the little run-arounds, put somebody through a short pass in the hole.
The Australian defensive structure looks pretty disciplined. They're coming up flat, they're coming up together, and they're coming up pretty fast. So you've got to change the direction. You've got to get somebody going in the wrong way to create the space. That's the deception that is required. That sort of play there, where just a little scissors play can just sometimes create half a gap. Yeah, the kick, no, it bounced very nicely indeed, and Hack.
You see the players come running on and off all the time when they're in possession. That's the only time you can interchange, is when you are on the attack. And so you'll see as soon as they get the ball, usually 2 girls will run for the sideline to get changed over. Once they're changed over, you may find another 2. Here's a long kick.
And it doesn't look a bad one, no, because the attacker's coming at speed. She had to get to the ball. Did Jodie Bergen before it went over the goal line? She didn't. But gee, it was close. That was a very good kick. So the Australians already showing a special array of skills. It's resulted in 3 touchdowns already. They lead by 5-0. 2 of those touchdowns have been in the bonus point zone. Oh, kick and recovery by New Zealand, but the tag is made.
Oh, that's good, that'll help.
It's Renee Whitcliffe who made the big break. This is Rota. Through. New Zealand Mario through, and she's going to go to the line. They're claiming a tag just before. Whoa, and she's hurt. She's hurt herself.
I think when she got the ball back and was going over the line, have a look at this. I think she made the Australian made her come down the back of her leg. Let's have a look at this. Oh, yeah, she did.
Trod on her.
Trod on her.
On the ankle.
Accidentally trod on her. Prue Bagnall.
That'll smart.
She wouldn't have meant that. No way. It's one of those unfortunate things.
Into the gap, and there's the touchdown. Good stuff. Now, that's what New Zealand Maori needed. Very good. Very, very good play play here. Lovely little pass. Just put the runner into the gap like that. Lovely stuff. Maipi it is. And she gets the point, and 5-1 New Zealand Maori are back.
That's also what we wanted to see too, Richard. We didn't want to see them dominate too much.
Absolutely
I want to see the Maori stay in us. I want to see them score a couple of tries and keep us right in the game.
Well, there's been an awful lot of games played this week, and a heck of a lot of them have finished with fewer than 3 points between the teams.
Yeah.
So it's the close game. Close game's a good game. It's always a good game, isn't it? Doesn't matter what the sport is. Look at this. Look at this running. Beautiful running by the Maori. And still we play on. Still they can't make the tackle on Dudley. Finally we do. Now we've had to backpedal. The Australians have backpedaled. Now's the chance to get them with these quick
she's
hands.
lost a tag.
Not allowed to play on with
once that tag, she's lost the tag. If she had caught the ball, then he would have called it anyway. It was the last play, so they had to do something. But now they're doing stuff that is enterprising, and it's worked for them.
Right, so the nerves of the start of the game, I suspect, have now gone. They're into the swing of it. Unfortunately, by the time they got to the swing of it, they were 5-0 down. Jodie Bergen.
Yeah, now she's been penalised for an obstruction. She's come around the back. Is it Jodie? She's come around the back.
It wasn't actually. It was Michelle Rainey, I think.
Oh, bam.
Oh. They didn't miss her either.
They didn't miss her. They thought she was getting the ball, and I think they thought they were playing rugby league. I think the referee was too busy watching the obstruction and missed it.
Often happens that way.
Yeah.
Kiramete plays the ball. Now we're starting to see some direction changes from the Maori girls. And that's going to ask questions of any defence, particularly as it starts to get a bit tired. Back they come for the play the ball from Kylie Porter. This is Kani. Oh, she's thrown the ball away. And Australia back into this. Cara Blake. No, there was a tag before then. Andrews is tagged more or less on the halfway line. This is Rainey.
Oh, Ines.
Wide pass. Oh, that was intercept material, but Sheldrick got it. And then wide out to Smith. Smith showing some toe.
Double tag. Beautiful double tag.
Now runners going on the inside. Didn't deceive, though. Double round at speed coming from Blake. Nope, wrong, it was Ferguson.
And it was lucky for the New Zealand Maori there. Ball didn't pop up the way she wanted it to. If it had off, she's over the line for a try, but there was a little knock on. It saved them.
Yeah, it did its bounce first, didn't it? Not second, yeah. And she knew it too, didn't she, Alana Ferguson? You see her there in that replay, the expression on her face. She said a word her mother wouldn't like her to say at Christmas dinner.
So the kids didn't read the lips.
Dudley. Now the tip. Yeah, I thought she was tagged before she kicked. Now this is one that's ricocheted off the Australian defender, but New Zealand Maori have managed to pick up the ball through Fiso. Great defence though from the Australian Kate Andrews. Here's the kick to halfway, over halfway now. Doubling back for the ball is Smith. She cuts through another one that grabbed the jersey, but not the tag. Nobody in front of her. She's in for the bonus. 2 points to Susan Smith. And Australia are up to 7.
This shows what we were talking about before too, Richard, with the game. If it was touched, she'd been touched 3 times then by the defenders. But it's so elusive sometimes with the swivel of the hips or the way the tags are blowing in the wind or the way the player is running. That was fortuitous for Susan Smith there. They didn't get the tags and it let her run 50-odd metres in to score a try in that bonus zone and pick up 2 points. 6-1 the Australians.
I got 7.
7.
I got 7.
I've missed one.
Yeah, 5 and 2, 7. Well, have I added one? No, I haven't. Bit of mathematical genius is going on here. I tell you, you got 2 of us. We're both onto our second hand. That's the problem.
Yeah.
We've run out of fingers.
Been a long 3 days. And we're getting close to wrapping it up, but we'll try and stay on top of it.
What we have got is Australia comfortably ahead of New Zealand Maori at the moment. And the kick, was it from her side of halfway? Didn't matter because it didn't go out anyway. She was looking for the 50-10. Maori tagged on their own 10-metre line. A bit short of numbers just at the moment. But the troops are mustering as Rota calls for help, and here it comes. From dummy half Dudley. She's been playing a lot of the ball. And very nearly away was Porter. Not quite. Now the kick, now the chase, now the regather, the kick again. Not quite sure what's going to happen. She's fallen on the ball, got to get up and play. Oh, it's kick and chase all over the place for the Maori. But that's the last tackle. Or the last tag, so it's a changeover, and Australia, who were up by 7-1, take over. This Australian women's team has been together largely in this format for a long, long time, and they've had a great deal of success. And you can see why. There's some great discipline, there's some wonderful individual skills, but there's also some terrific discipline, and that is a heck of a touchdown. Wow, Alana Ferguson. She had plenty to do, and she did it beautifully.
Yeah, she was looking to come around there for that 2-point bonus, but she got cut off. It was very similar. Here she is down the sideline, showed a bit of toe, in and out, swerved away, was enough to get away from one defender. Swivel of the hip at the crucial time again. Now see there, she has a look to see, am I okay here? I've got the tags on, and can I come around? But one of the defenders comes down and cuts her off from there. But it wasn't too dissimilar to what we saw in the boys' 16s, where he tried to come around for the bonus, and they called him dead. Dead in goal.
Yeah, well, we won't revisit that. What we will revisit is the scoreboard.
We will at half-time. We'll get an update. We'll find out. We'll get the right score to our viewers.
8-1, Australia ahead of New Zealand Maori in the Women's Open final at the Tag World Cup, and that ball just goes into touch. Gee, there's some speed in this Australian team. Watch them chasing the ball. Might have something to do with the blonde hair, I think, Bill, because I tell you what, they've got go fast hair on or something.
Yeah, there are plenty of blondes out there in this team, and they all can run.
Boy, can they. There's plenty of brunettes in the New Zealand Maori team, and they're goers as well. Don't you worry about that. Kiramete. Good tag. That was Fiso who was tagged. This is Rona Peters. Wide pass. Oh, good change of position, change of direction. Now 2-on-1 out here, not quite. Ball goes to ground. She was tagged first. They just about manipulated an overlap, but they couldn't quite take hold of it, the New Zealand Maori. It's gone backwards, so she'll get away with that. And these tags on the ground, both of them. So Tony Hack comes back to play the ball. Australia running it out from defence. They lead by 8-1. In the shadow of half-time, more than that, there goes the half-time hooter. And at half-time in the Women's Open final, Australia comfortably ahead of New Zealand Maori by 8-1. Shit, which one was it? The third one, wasn't it? Yeah. Number 13. This was just bad defence, really, from New Zealand. This is from the kick-off. She's picked up the kick-off, beaten about 3 players, run through for 2. Smart. Second half about to get underway, and Australia lead New Zealand Maori by 8-1 in the final of the Women's Open grade at the Tag Football World Cup, being held at North Harbour Stadium in Auckland, New Zealand. New Zealand with a little error behind the goal line, and that's given possession to Australia 40 metres out. Susan Smith, it was, who took it up. And this is Lauren Fleming, the captain, who really laid down the law to her team at half-time. She was really ripping into them. Now, this is a side that's ahead by 8-1, and you'd think they were down to it by 8-1, the way she was going off at them.
Well, they're after perfection.
Absolutely. I've got no argument with that. Good on them. Very admirable sentiments. I don't like that. Sheldon shelling it. And the Maori take possession inside their own 10-metre red zone. So they've got to get it out of here and then get a fair way down the field. Charged through the hole was Amber Carney. Last tackle. And so there's the kick, which can't go higher than the shoulder off the boot. But you see that one bounced over shoulder height. That's perfectly acceptable. Good defence from New Zealand, good chase. So coming back to play it is Eddie Elliott. Pan is caught 10 metres inside her own half. Tegan Chandler, who's a sprinter. This is Kate Andrews. She's a veteran of this team. There goes Ferguson, who showed some real toe today. And good defence is Paraha.
She might have been lucky to get away with that too, because I thought she was about to step in front on that kick chase.
Eventually the tackle is made by Ferguson. Tag goes to the ground. Passing was almost good. New Zealand ball for the knock-on. So they're trying to work some magic through Crystal Rota. Rota's not quite managing to find the gap. They almost are into the gap. It's been the story of the game so far, actually, for New Zealand Maori. They've manipulated the defence quite well and almost got into the gaps, but only once have they managed to cross the line, and that's through Kelly Mopey. Very good try it was too.
I think we've got to give them credit, Richard, that they're trying to upset. Here we go. They're trying to upset the Aussies' structure. And as you say, it worked for them once. A couple of times they've put the ball down when it's been a play they could have got through.
There's lots of changing of direction going on. The old-fashioned scissor moves, a bit like that. That one perhaps happened a little bit too far behind the advantage line to be of much use, and it's gone dead. And so Australia will restart with a tap from the 10-metre line. 8-1 Australian lead. Kate Andrews wriggling away through the defenders. Eventually she gets tagged. Same with Tegan Chandler. Eventually she gets tagged. And she doesn't. So Jodie Bergen slips through about 3 or 4 and gets the offload to the flying feet of Tony Hack.
Got her. She's got her.
And Hack's been caught. The touch judge has gone for a tumble. But the tags are there. So almost a terrific try to Australia. The defence was good enough, but not there. Not this time. Well, the defence just got too stretched. And Mullally goes in for the try. This was after a long movement downfield, and the New Zealand defenders were still coming back, basically, but Mullally still showed some great elusiveness with a body and kept away from the tag.
I think she didn't realise too she was over, and she was worrying about a tag, but she didn't get tagged. She could have then moved it around a couple of metres and been in the box for the bonus point.
She's been tagged. It's Jade Ross wearing the Barbarian shorts. So she's been rung in, has she?
No, I think she had a problem with the shorts and the Velcro after the first set of 6. And so as a result of that, she had to race off and get a new pair of shorts on.
I didn't notice that. 9-1, it's comfortable stuff for Australia. Ross drops a tag, or has a tag dropped for her. Here's the kick, and it's down towards the goal line. That's a very good kick indeed. Look out! Look out!
Now, he's asking the touch judge. I think he's going to give this.
I reckon that's a try. I reckon that's a try to Maddie Elliott, and it's been confirmed. There's some very, very good play here.
That's a beautiful
little bit of good fortune.
It's a great kick through for it. She was on the mark there, and again, it was just an unfortunate mistake by the New Zealand Maori. Pops up nicely for it. She gets her hands on it before it goes dead over the end goal, puts it down. Australia are up to 10. We're just over the 6-minute mark in the second half of this, the Women's Open final. And Australia are ahead by 10-1. That's the one forward pass that I was talking to you about, Bill, that you're allowed every half. Happy to let it go?
Yeah, we'll let that one go. I'm sitting next to a former referee here. He's not happy to let anything go. Actually, I'll tell you what I have admired right through this tournament is the advantage rule. It's played extremely well. I don't think I can think of one instance where I've said, oh, ref, play on. You know, how you often do.
Yep.
Mind you, I guess that's a factor of the speed of the game. It's all happening so fast. Provided you haven't got the whistle actually in your mouth, you haven't got a chance to actually blow it before something else has happened.
Yeah, that's right. And you've got time, and you're always looking for that tag to serve. The last thing you want to do at any time is stop the advantage play or call a tag and only to notice that the player still got both tags on. So that's why you'll see a player usually gets through a gap and they might run for a few metres before the referee says tag, because he's looking to see that that tag is actually off and on the ground.
Well, there's a lovely bit of skill there going on from Dudley. Terrific tag. Come back to halfway. I thought the Maori were away again. It's another one of those nearly sort of a calls. Here's an error. The ball's gone to ground, and Australia will come away. Number 16 taking it away is Alana Ferguson. Don't let her into space because she'll run. She's like a rabbit. Ross. Out wide is Chandler. That's the other thing I've noticed about both this team and also the Australian mixed side. They interchange positions. Very often you find players are specialists out wide or specialists in the middle, and they don't, never the two twain shall meet. But not with this team. You see them popping up in the middle, they pop out on the wing.
Yeah, they are.
Skilled.
They are. They're very classy act. They've got a number of them that can play centre and get in the middle there and mix it up and be the ball distributor. Then you get your one or two that always stay out in the wing there and finish it off because they've got that speed. But they're always changing. It always has the defence too in two minds. What's happening? They're all over the place. Can't mark the one person.
A good dummy. Good dummy. But she was caught from behind. And so with the play of the ball goes Ferguson, who's just drifted across the park, actually. She's now turned up on the left wing side. The play of the ball is Hack. And she just about wriggled through that gap. Comes back to play. Rainey kicks it, recovers it, and gets down. So they're swinging it quickly. Look at the speed of the play. That's Andrews getting dumped.
But you can see that was one of those contacts.
Yeah.
Where you just can't avoid it. No one's really at fault. It happens.
Rainey. Back across is Malali. She's being tagged. New Zealand Maori then with the turnover. They're trying to work it out. Boy, they've struggled to get out of defence today. The all-enveloping Australian defence. So yeah, what are we, 3-4 tackles or tags, and they've only made about 30 metres upfield, and they're really struggling. In fact, now they're going backwards. So the kick will come here from New Zealand Maori soon. Maybe it won't. Maybe it won't. They've run it out. And now it's the last time. Sorry, I can't count. Can't keep score, can't count.
No, your score was right, Richard. I was wrong. Well, how do I say that word?
Oh, well, Bill Harrigan, you heard it here first.
I was wrong.
Changed his decision. For the first time in a long and illustrious career, turned 7-1 into 8-1. Well, now it's 10-1. So either way, Bill, there's not a lot of argument here, is there? Make it like it hurt. Yeah. It's Kate Andrews.
Hop off.
It's been an impressive player too, Jodie Bergen. Actually, Crocky, who hasn't been impressive.
Yeah, Kate.
That's a good spinning move from Maddie Elliott. She's been very prominent in the second half. Lost a tag and just about lost her shorts as well, I think. Lauren Fleming, captain. Led from the front. She's been on the field most of the day. Oh, that's good kicking and chasing. That's a very good player.
She's staying down too.
She's not happy. She's a bit grumpy. Finger in the eye, perhaps.
Oh, what's happened to her there?
She's decidedly grumpy about it, whatever it is.
She's got a good bounce, good recovery on the ball, but then came down with the tag.
She might just have... Oh, yes, she's through. Gone all the way. The tags are still attached.
Is that Lauren?
Lauren Fleming.
Yep.
Well, once again, we're seeing New Zealand Maori just not making the tackles. They had the opportunity to stop this.
Did her a run around with Prue Bagnall. Spin at the hips. And over for the try. 11-1.
11-1.
And then there's a mistake. Is this going to make it?
Might.
And, no, she's kicked it before it is. So when things aren't going for you, it just keeps rolling on against her. The kick didn't go 10 metres, penalty straight back in their face, Australians.
So the way the game has worked so far, Australia will take this down into the Maori red zone. If they don't score themselves, they'll then just smother them with defence down there. And the Maori will struggle to come out of defence. That's the way it seems to have worked. It seems to be the game plan for Australia. And then from their next possession, which will start deep in Maori territory, they'll do some damage. It does, unless Ross gets tagged like she did there. Oh, she looked like she was through. No dummy half. For a moment there, the ball was lying there completely unguarded. Took a while. But eventually Andrews got tackled.
They've got 3 seconds to pick that ball up. Otherwise, it would have been a changeover.
Oh, must have been close then. Here's the changeover there. Now, here's New Zealand Maori in position, 3 metres from their own line. And this is where Australia have been very good. They've just taken a stranglehold in defence. Nowhere through. That's 2. Now this time they're working their way out. That's much, much better from the Maori girls. Hilda Peters, who played the ball, now on halfway. Handling a double knock on. So we'll play the first one, Australia ball. Australia comfortably ahead in the women's final. About 5.5 minutes left to play. Australia 11, New Zealand Māori 1.
And you see the referee pulled that up because unfortunately one of the Australian players only had 1 tag on. The other tag's laying about 30 metres down the park, just in front of the Maori try line. So as soon as she got her hands on the ball, he had to pull it up.
Okay, so she's effectively out of the game if she hasn't got 2 tags on.
Yeah.
This ball is very, very close to the goal line and to the corner flag, and there was just about a breakout coming there from Renee Whitcliffe. Nice play from her in defence. Play on calls the referee. And there's a penalty, I suspect, for tackle without the ball. Or a jersey pull, rather. So made double tag there on Rota.
They're still trying hard.
Oh, yeah. They're just struggling to get their hands on the ball for any length of time, aren't they?
If anything, I'd say they're just a little flat. They're still trying to do their angles and inside and outside, but there's no depth on it. Here we go.
Look at this. This is a step and a go from Fiso.
Keep going.
Fiso, keep going. Yeah. She thought she'd been tagged. Had a little bell on her so it rings. And she's through. Earlier tag.
She wasn't
through.
tagged, yeah.
Crystal Rota was through, but there had been a tag earlier. And we're seeing Hilda Peters play the ball. Oh, nice little move. Lovely little move. And that's got into the corner. That is beautiful stuff. Chantel Dudley goes in. Well, look at this for a little wraparound and very, very quick hands.
And it looks spectacular at the end too, with a nice dive that we'll see shortly. And here they go. We just talked about them trying something new, the little run around, short ball back, offloads just before her tags are taken, and a lovely dive into the corner. And it's great to see.
Yep, terrific play. Chantel Dudley. And that's the first score for New Zealand Maori in the second half of the Women's Open final. Wow. 11-2 at North Harbour. Australia lead New Zealand Maori in the Women's Open final. This result going exactly to form. Okay, commentator Bill Harrigan told me just moments before kick-off it'll be a huge upset if New Zealand Maori got up to win this. Well, I'll tell you what, it'll be real entertaining if they do from here. They're 11-2 down and there's 3 minutes to play. That'll be good to watch.
It would be spectacular. I just think that we know that's just not going to happen.
It is not. I'll tell you what, an air kick. Well, that's not helped. This is a very impressive Australian side. Take nothing away. The New Zealand Maori team are good. They're playing well, and they're getting absolutely smashed as they go down by another one to Maddie Elliott. They're just the precision that Australia are using in this match is just has to be seen to be believed.
I'll tell you what makes it even more spectacular, or probably more damaging for the Kiwi Maori side, is that a lot of the Australians' tries have just been the single point.
Yep.
They haven't got it. If they had been getting into that bonus zone, well, it could have been anything. That's gone 10. So that was good for them. They've kicked off and they've recovered the ball.
New Zealand Maori on attack. The tag is made. And they're still cutting, changing direction. And trying to sneak through is Crystal Rota. No way through for here. Here comes Mopey. Wide pass. See if there's some space right out here. There's none. Closed right down. Kick the chase. No. Couldn't regather it. Australia will get the turnover.
Give him a penalty for the late tag. Going through. He tried to play the advantage. Didn't get it. So it goes back for the penalty.
Pretty good eyes, this Harrigan fella, hasn't he? He spots it all.
Geez, I ought to.
You wrote the rules, didn't you?
Well, just being a referee for so long, if I can't see it, I've got to give it away. I never should have been there.
Yeah, well, there's a few around who said you should have given it away a long time ago. No?
Yeah, they did, Richard. As you can see now, I've got the glasses on, and a lot of them think I should have been wearing those 15 years ago too.
Bill Harrigan and Richard Mason with you in the final stages of the Women's Open final at the TAG World Cup at North Harbour Stadium. Australia playing very, very well indeed, a 12-2 ahead of New Zealand, but New Zealand inside the 5 have a chance in the final moments to put another score on the board. Here comes a runner at speed. In she goes for a couple.
Well, there you go. There's that one that you say you're allowed to have, I reckon. I think that's got to be about a metre forward, and no one's worried about it. And there's the hoot over. It's a good finish.
Yep. It's a good try right at the end to New Zealand.
In the bonus zone for a 2-pointer.
It was Kali Takawa who scored it, and that brings New Zealand up to 4. 12 points to 4. Australia have beaten New Zealand Maori, and this, the Women's Open, they are the champions of the world.